Welcome, Valpo fans, to another edition of the Valpo Coaches Show brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. I'm Aaron Levitt. Joining me today, head coach of the Valpo volleyball team, Carin Avery. Coach Avery, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're a few weeks into the Missouri Valley Conference schedule now, coming off a thrilling and long five-set win over Missouri State on Saturday night. Just what have you seen from your team over these first few weeks of Valley play this year?
Yeah, it's been a mixed bag for sure, I think, from this team and this group. I know everybody keeps saying it, but we are very young. And I think, it is a little bit of a shock when you come in as a freshman. You don't have the games that you had in high school or club that, didn't mean much or that were easy, and they're, as we've seen in the league, the bottom teams go five and, sets with the top teams, and you just don't know on a daily basis and every weekend who's going to beat who. I mean, it's really a crapshoot. And playing, I guess, a couple teams that have been towards the bottom and then the couple teams that are towards the top right now. I think what the girls have seen is, oh gosh, like there's not a whole lot of, distance in between all of us. So, I know I say it every year in volleyball, but it is a grind. You do have to be ready to play every game, every weekend, and it is hard. And I think that, we are seeing that if you're not playing towards the best, like you don't have to be great, but you got to be pretty darn good to beat teams in the Valley. And I think what we've shown is we can sustain goodness a little bit, and then all of a sudden it drops off into mistake management issues that we've had really since our first set of our first match this year. We still need to learn how to kind of manage a lot of our unforced errors for us to start and keep winning more games in the Valley.
Talk about the grind of the Valley, and I think it's not just on a night-to-night basis where every match is tough, but have you seen the group kind of learning as we go? Like it's to the point where you can't take a single point off, like one little communication mistake, and that's a set that's gone away from you. Have you seen the group kind of learning that as we go here?
Oh, 100%. And again, like we talk about it all the time. We actually talked about it on Friday and Saturday this weekend. It's not the big points that bother me, that, like a hit out or maybe a serve out of bounds or maybe a passing error. It's just the little things that we're not doing, which might be a little discipline issue, or not taking care of a really easy ball that we need to, those are the little points that we're giving away that make, that equal up to big points for us. And so we've exactly had that conversation. You're gonna make mistakes in volleyball, but it's the little tiny little things that we have to kind of get a lot better at, and kind of, and like I said, kind of learning how to manage, when to it's okay to kind of make an error, and when sometimes you just got to keep that ball in play and keep grinding because we are so good defensively. And so, yes, I do believe that, even though we're still making those mistakes, I think the girls are kind of understanding how important those little plays are for sure.
On earlier the youth of your team, and I think it's just when you take a step back and look at just what your freshman class has done this year. Coming into this week, I did the math on it. 59.9% of the points scored by your team this year have come from the freshman class. That's the third most nationally among D1 teams. And to put it in perspective, eight of the other 11 MVC schools, their freshmen are under 20% point production. And I think it's pretty amazing too. It's not just, oh, one or two who are having huge years. It's, you look back at last weekend, you have five hitters out there who are freshmen. And so just touch a little bit on the production of that group and their progression and, just growing into being Valpo volleyball players.
Yeah, again, I mean, you said it, like 60% of our output is freshmen. But I think, again, they've done an amazing job coming in this program. And I know I said it earlier in our first coaches show, but I really want to make sure that we give props to all of our upperclassmen, Elise, Swiss Tech, and Abby Boyle and Addie Coyce and Sam Warren. And I mean, I can just keep going down the list of our sophomores and juniors and seniors. They have just done such an amazing job trying to keep, our culture right and our values, making sure we're all on the same page in terms of our values. And, like you said, coming to practice every day and working hard. And, they have just done such an amazing job making this transition for the freshmen, I think, kind of as seamless as possible. Now, again, and then to the freshmen who are playing, yeah, the Valley's no joke, like we just talked about. We went 5 with a UNI team who had almost, and a Drake team who had, 4 or 5 seniors and super seniors starting. And we had 4 or 5 freshmen, and we were battling. And so I love the freshmen. I just like that they, for the most part, play pretty fearless. They enjoy competing. They enjoy each other. And, I think it's a testament to our culture at Valpo Volleyball, how we've been able to mesh the 8 or 9 upperclassmen with the 8 or 9 freshmen. And really, we've had, I'm super proud of the way that we are grinding. And I told the girls it's super easy. We've been very successful in Valpo history, and it's really easy to look at this year and see these losses and have negativity around it. But the girls are playing hard. They grind every day. Super proud of them, and I hope that whether you're a parent, a fan, that you understand that these kids are working extremely hard. Again, they're playing against a lot of talented people in the Valley, a lot of talented players who've been here a very long time. And we're hanging right in there with the best of the best. And so I just hope that if we keep grinding and doing the right things in practice every day, that really, we're going to keep going, on a positive and ending on a positive note.
So you're back on the road this week, the Murray State and Belmont road trip, but back home at the Arc next weekend, Bradley next Friday at 6 p.m., Illinois State next Saturday at 5 p.m. Coach Avery, thanks for joining me today. Good luck these next couple weeks.
Thank you.
Till next time, this has been the Valpo Coaches Show, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute.